Hey there, everyone. You're watching The Grand Dames, and we play games. I am Dame Jessa, and today is Saturday, February 6th, 2021, and we are live again, complete with whoopsie doodles. So, you want to know how I accidentally switched screens? I have a cat. I have two of them. They're right here. And this one, they have blankets that they're on. This one over here, right before the stream, decided to spread out right in front of my stream deck. So I picked him up to move him and accidentally hit the key that changes our screen. So you can thank him for that. Get a cat. It's awesome. Hi. So we're going to be on stream today. I want to say, first of all, welcome again. And the dames are with me. And I see so many awesome people in here. Let me also turn down this music. Sorry about that. Let's turn down the music there. I apologize for the music. It's kind of loud there. Yep. Okay. Thank you. Got it, Blessed. She sent me a message just as I did that. It's a bit loud there. Sorry about that. Anyway, okay. So we are the Grand Dames. We play games. And today I have Dame Britta, Dame Mary, and Dame Shirley. And we are Grandma Gamers. I'm going to bring them up now. So say hello to them and let's get started. Yay! They're the girls right there. Okay, you guys, you can go ahead and say hello. You are unmuted and we're good to go. And Shirley's busy paying attention to chat instead of paying attention to me. There we go.
Well,
so you guys
I'm
can
not
go
moved.
ahead and
I've got my
speak for
arm.
me.
There
And,
it is.
Are you guys hearing them?
I'm way out of sync.
Because I am not hearing. Oh,
we're kind of
Lord.
missing you in the setup room here.
Oh no. Hold on a second, you guys. I'm having trouble over here because I'm not hearing.
So we're not
them,
hearing you live.
Because
hearing you over the
my Chrome is just crashing today.
thing.
Hold on a second. Let's see. Let's do share audio. There we go. And then let's see if I can hear them again now.
Yes, I hear you now.
Yeah, okay, got it. Hopefully. My Chrome just keeps crashing. I don't know what's going on with it. But hopefully you guys can see them. Can you guys hear them? Yeah? Awesome.
I hear you 2 or 3 times.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, Shirley. One moment, please. There we go. All right, Shirley, you should just be hearing me once now. And
Thank you.
you're welcome. All right, you guys. So it is another month, and it is time to talk games. Team, sound check for everything, please. And everyone. And
Everything is way out of sync.
that's because you're over here. You can either watch the hello, Britta. I hear you. And Mary, could you say hello, please?
Yeah, bit of a lag.
Bit of a lag. Okay. And then Shirley, can you say hello?
Yes, but it'll be late.
No, you're sounding right on time. You're sounding good.
Not with the picture.
Okay, so here we go. There's me in real time. And just a minute here. I'm going to pop this out for Shirley so that she
Thank
can
you.
hopefully see chat in real time. And then I'm going to put it over here. Let's see. Just one moment, you guys, while I just get Shirley all set up here so that she can see what she needs to see.
Well, I just like to
Get that
see
out of
what
the way.
everybody else sees.
And then let's get that back up. And I'm just going to resize this a little bit for you, Shirley. So you guys have figured out that the way that we have learned how to do live streams is to have me work in Shirley's computer for her. There, Shirley, you should be able to see things
Thank you.
Better now. Okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, you guys. So, Britta, are you still getting a delay? You should be watching me on, if you want to see chat, ladies, the way to do it, what I just did for Shirley, is keep up OBS Ninja, go over to the live stream page, over above chat, there's 3 dots, click them, and it says pop out chat. Then you can pop that out into another window, and then you can keep chat on one side and your OBS Ninja on the other. That's one way to do it. The other way to do it is to put the live stream up on your phone. That's another way to do it. So you can have chat if you want to keep up to date with what's going on in chat.
Yep.
Okay, thank you, Angie. All right, so let me see here. So we have some grooving to do. We have some fun to do. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about what we're playing. What are you guys playing? Let's see who's up
Civilization.
first. You're playing Civilization. Okay, so show us proof.
Here's my cup. Sipping on.
There is hers. What does it say on the back there? Lift it up a little bit higher so it's above your name. There you go.
Oh. Okay.
So what does that say?
Sipping on, like Civilization Anonymous.
Let me put you on main screen here. And
then the other side is no more turns.
No more turns. Civ Anonymous.
But, yeah.
So Shirley, do you want this mug because you also started out your gaming with a Civ mug, right?
I started out gaming with a Civ game.
Civ. Yeah.
I
The
still
Civ
play
mug.
it.
I warned the dames that I was tired today, and so let's just let the mistakes ensue. Right off the bat. Let's just let the mistakes, let's just let half awake Jessa make every single mistake in the book. And speaking of mistakes, this is going to sound weird as a weird segue, but our editor is I think he's in live stream right now. Liam, are you in live stream right now? I hope so. Sometimes it's really nice to see the people you're looking up to making the same mistakes you do. Yes, there's Liam. Adriac is Liam. He is in chat, and he is our new editor. So, dames, shall we welcome him on the count of 3 and say something like, welcome, Liam? Liam, do you guys want to say welcome to him?
Okay.
Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Welcome, Liam.
Welcome, Liam.
Welcome, Liam.
Yay, awesome. So Liam is the new Grand Dames editor. And team, could you throw, I don't even know, you guys probably don't have access to it. I will quickly go over here and get the link to the video that Liam did. He did a video about a Skyrim mod that was so good. It was so good that I had to hire him. So I went to him and I said, hey, dude, you want a job? And he said, don't mind if I do. So I'm going to throw that link in chat here. And I see the questions coming in, Velest. So he actually has, Liam, have you seen this article written about you? Your video in PC Games magazine? Because I showed that to the dames. So the first link is an article to the PC Games article that Liam's video is in, and then the second one is his actual video. So that's what those 2 links are, just so you know. For those of you guys also watching later on. So anyway, Liam is going to be helping us today, and Liam, when editing, Rock, Paper, Shotgun covered it too? I didn't know that. Shut up, Liam. Wow. Hey, team, do you think, Liam, do you have an idea of what that article is called? But anyway, Liam did this kick butt article. I mean, this kick butt video and about featuring a Skyrim mod, and it was so well done. So anyway, so yeah, let's start out with what we're playing. And Liam, this would be a good place to start. Britta, what are you playing this month? What's that? She's got her Switch. No, wait, that's not a Switch. Is that a Nintendo DS? Lord, I don't even know. That's embarrassing.
That is a Vita.
I'm so embarrassed. You guys just found out why I'm not the console girl of the Grand Dames. Anyway, let us know what you're playing.
So that's Persona 4 Golden. One of the best games ever.
And it looks like you're getting some delay, Britta. Are you listening? Are you watching the live stream, or are you watching the? Yeah, don't watch the live stream. Watch the. Close that out, or at least mute it. And listen to me through OBS Ninja, and then you'll have less delay. I know Ethereal's ragging me because I called it a Switch, and I deserve that ragging. Because I don't have any consoles. You know who the console gamers are? The handhelds and consoles. Britta is our handheld, and Mary is our console gamer, and I know zero about it. Oh, good. Thank you, Dedra, for saving me. That you knew it was a Switch as well too. I mean that you thought it was a Switch too, because I feel better now.
It does.
So anyway,
like a Switch.
Yeah. Anyway, it's not a console, so I'm still getting echo.
Are you still getting both? Are you getting like two
Yeah,
voices?
I can hear myself too.
And I've
so just make sure that you only have one audio coming through. If you have the live stream up, mute it, and then you should just be hearing. Okay.
Yeah. So
I know what it might be. I know what it is. I know what it is. It's my fault. It's me. So just a minute. I will be right back with you. So anyway, you guys, while I'm working on this,
want us to keep talking?
You guys know any jokes? I know I need a joke right now.
So
while I'm working on this.
I'll just mention that the PS
you know what it is? I
doesn't have a very large.
I'll jump in real quick. I see somebody asked, "What is Mary's favorite console?"
That was it right there. So let's take that.
I have Xbox, so I've played from the original.
So that should do it. You guys should only be hearing me now.
Yes.
And not yourselves.
Yes.
Yes.
Hopefully.
Okay, I'm sorry. My fault. Got it. Thank you. All right, so next up, Britta, you were telling us about Persona. So how far are you in it and all of that?
It's a JRPG, and it's the one game that everybody who has a Vita plays because it's just so fantastic. Apart from that, I have started a playthrough of an older visual novel, a Japanese one, on my channel. It's called Hakuoki Stories of the Shinsengumi. And I thought I'd try something a bit new and different. So I am narrating the complete story in the video. I'm doing all the voices. It's a steep learning curve. Really? And and I'm having a lot of fun and I'm learning a lot, but boy, my appreciation and admiration of voice actors has skyrocketed. It is such a difficult skill. So I'm just a rank amateur. I'm just having fun, and it's something that my subscribers enjoy. So yeah, that's what I'm doing.
So, all of the voices, like, that's pretty amazing. Yeah. What caused you to like want to give that a go? Is this your first time doing a bunch of voices?
It is, and the reason is that I have had a lot of feedback. People saying for some reason, they like hearing my voice. They find it soothing and calming. And a lot of people say they put on my videos at nighttime because they fall asleep. And I'm thinking, well, that is the highest compliment any YouTuber can get, that people say, I fall asleep when watching your videos. I think that's just marvelous.
So, has anyone else? I'm sorry, go ahead. I apologize. Go ahead.
No, that's fine. So it's a very slow game with a lot of slow dialogue. And I thought, well, people might not want to watch it all the time. You know, I watch videos like when I do stuff in the kitchen or I'm busy with something, but keep an eye on the screen and just listen. And this game is just ideal for that. You know, it's almost like an audio book, and you can, whenever you look at the screen, you get some pictures with it. Yeah.
So I am really impressed that you're doing that. I mean, what do you guys think?
Well,
the other dames that she's just dived in and done this.
I
just it's like really cool.
I just like trying new things, you know. I just like diving in head first.
That's amazing.
Gubby just said really that impressed. She sometimes watches.
Go ahead, Shirley.
Guppy just said that she sometimes watches my book reading series at bedtime, and I hear that a lot in the comments too, that it reads them to sleep, like grandma reading them a bedtime story.
That was a great idea you had for doing that.
It's fun.
You're the only one I've seen to do that, so that's pretty cool.
Do you guys think, dames, that we might do maybe a bedtime stream where we just, each of us read like maybe a Beatrix Potter book, you know, something very short, and each of us read a few pages and then go on to the next few pages? Because I have also been told for many years that people fall asleep to my content. Mary, you also have a very soft voice. And I think that if we had a stream about this time, you know, it'd be bedtime for somewhere in the world. And we just read something that we all four of us agreed that we wanted to read. Maybe the books of Skyrim or something. I don't know. I'm trying to think of ideas of whatever it be. What do you guys in chat think about that? We could all wear our pajamas too. Britta would wear her bed jacket. So yes. What do you dames think of that idea that I'm floating?
I'm open to it.
I don't care.
I don't care. Okay, so that's Shirley's way of saying yes, you guys. Britta, what do you think of the idea? Or
I think it's a lovely idea. My legal mind immediately pops up and says, especially when I hear Beatrix Potter, copyright. Could be a huge problem.
That's a good point. And so I think Beatrix Potter just came out of copyright. A lot of those books are now past the 100-year mark, I think it is. Yeah, so I think Beatrix Potter might be in the public domain by now. Some of them.
Okay, yeah. So anything in the public domain should be safe.
That's so smart that you thought of that. Yeah. So I'm looking in chat, and give me a thumbs up if you guys would like to see the Grand Dames do a pajama bedtime story with all of your grandmas, all four grandmas reading to you. What do you guys think? Oh, look at those thumbs ups coming in. I'm gonna switch the screen so you guys can see those thumbs up. Look at that. Look at that. Okay. Guppy's like extra thumbs up. I love how you changed the color of your hand there. Oh, good. Some of you guys, look at that. Okay. All right. Okay. I think that's a yes. I think that's. Okay. Cat's on Brooms. I love yours. Cats on Brooms. That's a great name. That's an awesome name.
That's a lot of thumbs.
That's a lot of thumbs. There's a lot of thumbs going on. That's a lot of thumbs. All right. Well, the games, we'll talk about that, and we'll consider doing that as maybe next month's stream. Or we'll just see how we feel with our time. We are not getting any younger, so you guys got to go easy on us. Exactly. The fact that we can all land our butts in the same place every month is pretty much a triumph.
Yes.
So anyway, let's move on. So Mary is playing Civilization 5. Now, Mary, I don't want to just find out what you're playing. I want to find out how your empire's doing. Who have you gone to war with? Who have you taken as slaves?
We finished a game last week because I play with a friend, so we like play against each other, and then there's some AI and some city states, and of course he won because he's played this way more hours than I have, Civ 6. So we started a new game, and so we're in the early stages now, and we try not to go to war because it's bad. And right now, I don't know why, but neither one of us are making very much money, so nothing's growing. I don't know how I'm going to pay the troops. I don't know how I'm going to pay the buildings, and it's the planning of all these things. How am I going to make more money? How am I going to get more food? My people aren't happy, things like that.
So
and it's fun.
What I'm hearing is that you are an excellent empress of your empire.
I'm trying. We're very peaceful, but if somebody declares war on us, then we fight it out to the end. Like, okay. And then they want to ask for peace. And I'm like, nope, you wanted this, you got it.
Hey, you guys, I vote that Mary puts I wish I had a way to put on the stream, put a crown on her head right now. Do you have a crown, Mary? Something that shows your empress powers?
I don't.
What do you got?
A chicken hat.
Oh, that's even better.
I don't think that really works. But
Liam, I would like you to zoom right in on that chicken head in post.
Anyway.
Oh, shoot. All right, let's move on to Shirley, who's over there. I can always tell when Shirley's sort of grooving into the stream because she gets this little smile on her face that just stays there the whole time because she's just loving.
I like to listen.
She likes to listen.
Mary,
she likes
I
chat.
wanted to
Chicken Queen. That just made me laugh.
Chicken Queen! Hashtag Chicken Queen. Give it to me.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Shirley.
Oh, I was going to say to Mary, when I played Civilization 2 all the time, I used to conquer all the continents until I got down to the very last town on the last continent. And then I would surround it so that they couldn't do anything.
Oh, yeah. You'd starve
and then
them out.
I just keep building other cities.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed building cities so much that now in my relaxing time, I play Civ 5 almost every evening. And the only thing I do is build towns. And when it gets to where somebody wants to fight me or something, well, then I quit playing, start a new game and start building cities again. That's all I do. It used to be, but it isn't for me anymore. But what I'm doing on my channel is I play Skyrim all the time, and I've taken Jari and Inigo just about everywhere. So I decided I needed to do something different with them. So I got the Bruma mod, downloaded that. So now they're over in Bruma, and they have a new world to explore and investigate because I've never been there before. So that's being a lot of fun. So that's a new thing I'm doing.
So to recap, Britta is playing Persona 5 on her Vita, not a Switch, not a Nintendo DS, a Vita. And Our chicken queen. So the chicken queen gave me an idea. The Grand Dames, we've been thinking about our first bit of merch that we want to make, and we were thinking about mugs and putting some artwork on there. I also like the idea of each of us having a separate mug with our particular hashtag that we have been given by our audience. Mine I know is hashtag Blessed the Jessa. You now have one, Mary. Hashtag Chicken Queen. So we still need one
Queen.
for Britta and one for Shirley, so that we can have these mugs. And these mugs, each one of us would have one, and then you guys could each buy, whatever mug that you thought was the coolest, as well as an artwork mug. But yeah, well, I mean, naturally we're going to be having teacups, artwork on mugs, and the only thing that's holding me up is I just am looking for the perfect artwork. So here's a call: if you are an artist and you want to submit some artwork for our perusal featuring all four of us dames, we would be welcome for that. Definitely I would suggest you get our different personalities, with Britta wearing her pink hat, which she doesn't have on today, her iconic pink hat, Mary with her Chicken Queen hat, Shirley with the iconic Skyrim helmet, and then thank you, Morgwen, for that. And then
I got
with
my
tiara. Yeah, you have a Skyrim. You also have a Skyrim mug. But yeah, if you guys can give me something like that.
Yeah, I have a Skyrim shirt, but I don't have a helmet.
Yeah, you don't have one. We need to get you a good Skyrim helmet. And each of us wear our different hats in a stream.
No,
we have so many stream
I
ideas.
wear it.
You wouldn't?
Oh, I have one for Shirley.
Oh, you do?
It's a Viking helmet over there. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Shirley.
Has it got horns on it?
It does.
Well, can you get it for us, Mary?
Well, that would look
I can go get it. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I want to see
that. Would look like Dragonborn's helmet.
Yeah, that's what I want, is a Dragonborn. I mean, Shirley the Viking, you guys. Grandma Viking. There you go. There's Shirley's Grandma Viking. She really does need the Dragonborn helmet. I don't know if she'd wear it, but oh, look at that.
Yeah, see? And I even have a dragon.
Shield Maiden Shirley. That's awesome. Thank you for that. I appreciate that.
I'm telling you, I got like so many toys and props and things.
I think it's wonderful. The next time we're at a convention, I'll be like, come on, Mary, what do you got?
What do you got?
We'll walk around the halls wearing our different outfits.
I've worn glasses and hats and all kinds of stuff at conventions.
When some interviewers came to my house once to do an interview, it was when they came to do the interview for I forgot. Anyway, they brought a Dragonborn helmet made out of rubber, and they left it for me, but I gave it to the Goodwill.
Oh, Shirley. Why did you do that?
It was for the Guinness Book of Records. My picture in there has that and a cape on that they brought, and they left that stuff with me.
Oh, see, I'd be putting it on a shelf somewhere.
I just gave it to Goodwill. I wasn't collecting all that stuff then. That was way back at the beginning almost of my recording. Mm-hmm. And I wasn't collecting stuff. Now I got all kinds of stuff. I'd have kept it now. But
yeah. Who knew where you'd end up?
Yeah, who knew?
Yeah. I hear you, Shirley, because I didn't start collecting things properly until only a few years ago, and now regret thinking back. I wish I'd got stuff like from the PlayStation 3 era, when there were certain things coming out that I just never got. I just got the games, and or stuff I've thrown out, because I thought, I traded them in at the the gaming store, and
I've
now
saved everything.
they're worth hundreds of dollars on eBay. So yeah, there's a bit of regret there. But on the other hand, my cupboards are overflowing. I have no space left. What would I do with all the stuff? Hire a container? I mean,
Yeah, I've got my old game systems, the old little flip up Nintendo thing, the e-reader for the GameCube. I've got all those things, the little travel.
Yeah.
Because apparently I have a problem and I can't throw things away.
You sound just like a player in Skyrim that
Yes.
loots and hoards everything.
I do, and I come by it honestly.
For everyone. All the cheese wheels.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where you go, you have a house simply in Skyrim to put crap in it and then leave. You just pile crap in there.
Every container I have in there has stuff in it in Skyrim.
And it's important stuff. It's important. Like those cheese wheels and sweet rolls. Yep.
Well, you might need it sometime. You have to keep everything.
Yes. You never know.
Come here, Lila. I'm sorry about this. My cat is just yelling and she's going to keep yelling until I tell her she can come here. Come here, Lila. Come here. Come here, baby girl. So hopefully you guys
My dog
will
wants
see a
nothing
Lila
to do with
sign.
this.
Really? He doesn't want to be famous?
She won't. No, she won't even come up here upstairs.
Oh, really?
She's down there somewhere.
So, do you have a... So, by the way, the Dames, we are in the process right now with Liam, who's in chat. Yay, Liam. We are making a trailer for the channel, and it's going to be pretty cool. All four of us have recorded content, and Liam is going to be stitching that together. And one of those things that you're going to see are things that we love. And so I'm wondering, Mary, if your dog is one of the things that you put in.
Yes.
Yeah. Awesome. Good. So,
I don't know if she made it in there. She was outside with me, but she may have been off doing her thing.
But yeah, so you guys are going to see an awesome trailer crafted together. And so if she doesn't make an appearance, I'll ask Mary to give me a picture of her dog to add in to that part of the trailer.
I will. I'll send it to you.
Yeah, there are things happening in the background. And Laura Elstead says, only one house? Amateurs. I have several homes to store things in Skyrim. So Shirley, how many homes do you have in Skyrim?
I don't hardly ever bother with building homes, and I usually only get one home per character just to have someplace to sleep. I'm not interested in the homes. I just want to be out fighting.
Exactly. Look at her. Did you hear her? I just want to be out fighting.
I hoist them up on my blade. Yeah.
So we're going to move on now to the next part of our stream. Our streams are usually about an hour and a half because we have old lady bladders. And we drink tea.
This is true.
This is very true. If you guys are thinking, wow, you guys are my heroes, just to keep it real, just remember about how as soon as the stream is done, all four of us take off in different directions towards the nearest bathroom. Just keep it real. So anyway, we're going to move on to Grandma's Table. And here is where I'm going to take a look at some of the questions. Now, by the way, I'm going to give a little... Yeah, there are modded homes, Laura. Have you modded Skyrim to death? See, Mara's in there. So I can see that...
They're all laughing at our bladders.
Yeah, they are having a good time. Well, it's funny. I'm laughing too when I'm not crying.
It's all right. It's coming for them eventually.
Yeah, exactly. Everything that we are going through,
Laugh now.
we're just sitting, laugh it up now.
Laugh it up now. You'll be peeing your pants before you know it.
Exactly. It comes sooner than you think. And thank you. By the way, I can see what the mod team is saying, and because I finally fixed that problem with not getting notifications, so I'm seeing everything that you guys are saying, and I'm in complete agreement. So Angie, thank you. Okay, so yeah, and Angie also says, "Don't laugh too hard, though."
Right,
Because that tends
right.
to that tends to too much levity tends to lead to brevity of the conversation. That is when you have to run to the bathroom. So we're going to be the next thing we're going to be talking about. I'm going to look up some. The mod team has been, as usual. By the way, let's take a moment and say our gratitude to the mod team. Oh, the mod team. Oh my gosh, I love the mod
Yes,
team.
thank you.
Yeah, we love the mod team. Good Lord. And today in the mod team is being helmed by our mod lead, Velest, Angie, who's the mod lead for the Jessa channel, and they are. And we got a nice chicken. Mary, I'll show you later, but actually I can show you now. I got a actually no,
I
I
can
can't
see it.
Yeah.
Shoot, I can't do that. Let me take that off
Good
there. But
picture.
anyway, I'll show you that picture later. Yeah. So the mod team is doing a wonderful job as per usual, and they keep our community safe. So I'm going to go for live stream questions over here where they have been posting questions, and this is Grandma's Table section of the live stream. And at Grandma's Table, we invite you to cozy up to our table with a cup of tea and a scone, and we will give you our life advice, such as it is. You take what you can get, kid. But anyway, yeah. So, and questions that we've been asked before, like about how to start a YouTube channel or things like that we've been asked 1,000 times. We're not going to answer those again. If you want to know more about that, check out some of our previous live streams. We might touch base on that again, in the next, like a year from now, if something of interest has changed. But otherwise, we've already dealt with that. So I see you guys are asking for a lot of advice, and so like I said, I'm gonna skip that. Oh, here's one. What is Mary's favorite console? What do you got, Mary?
My favorite console, the only one, well, not the only one, is an Xbox, and I've had from original Xbox up to I have Xbox One. I don't know that I'll buy the new one. I might wait a year or so until there's something I want to play. So I played that. I don't play the PS 5 or 4 or 3. And the other thing would be the Nintendo Switch, the portable one. So those are pretty much the two that I have.
Mary, when you go traveling, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say I play a lot on PC too, so I'm kind of a here, there, different.
You're so cute, Mary.
No.
So I was going to ask you though, what are you currently playing on those, and do you take your Switch with you when you travel?
I do take the Switch, and currently I'm playing Animal Crossing, which is you play a little bit every day, so there's always something to do. Because it's a day in Animal Crossing is the same day as in real life, real time, and all that. So there's always something you need to do in there. So I'll take that. And then when I travel, I have an iPad mini, and I play some of the little Homescape, Bubble games, mindless, whatever's. Even though I have on the iPad, I have some things like Don't Starve and some of the other games, but I just find the little mindless ones on an airplane are kind of fun to do.
Thank you, Mary, for that. Thank you. And it occurred to me that I didn't answer the question myself. Sometimes I forget to give myself the question too, or answer it because I'm busy in the moderator role, in the, whatever you call that role. Facilitator, that's the word I'm looking for. But I have been playing this month, and some of you guys know what I've been playing. Who of you guys? Some of you guys in chat know what I've been playing, and so I'm wondering if you guys can put it in there. Townscaper, yes, that's one thing I've been playing. Townscaper is an awesome game. It's a very cute little game. The mods will put the link in it. It's $6 on Steam, and it is basically you just make a little town. Mary, I think you would love this game. I know you love The Sims. And so you just make a little very
I'm
cute
writing
little
it down
town.
because I'm going to check it out.
It's so cute. But Nikki got the question right. I have been playing Skyrim co-op with Mr. Jessa. Mr. Jessa and Mrs. Jessa. Wait, that's me. Yeah, okay. Mrs. Jessa, yeah. As we've been playing Skyrim co-op, and it's so fun. If you want to find out if you have a good marriage, hop into Skyrim with your husband and you'll find out really fast. So, this is the second game he's ever played. He's now got a separate character. Our characters' names are Sabari and Zoja. Zoja is a Redguard and Sabari is a Khajiit. And we go bouncing around Skyrim, and he loves to jump. So the first thing we did is put in a mod that allows you to jump like 3 times higher than you normally can. Because the first thing I watched my husband do, 2 things. 1, he went over to the nearest mountain and attempted to climb it. Like, just... And I felt so bad for him that I had to put a jumping mod in. And then the second thing he did is he went up and he said hi to a giant. He said, oh my gosh, what is that? And I said, that's a giant. And he said, should I go talk to it? And I said, slyly, I don't know. Go see. So he walked up to it and he said, howdy ho, giant! And the giant went like this with its club and just went, poof, and my husband's character went flying. You know how when the Skyrim giants hit you with the clubs and you go flying in the air? Yeah. So I had a really, that was enjoyable.
You totally set him up.
I totally set him up. I did.
Did you laugh at him?
His face was like this. His face, I can't put myself on screen. He was all like, hidely ho, giant. And then the giant went, and he was like, lip just stuck out. It was hilarious. And I did laugh. Yes. But then I asked immediately if he was okay. Is he okay? So he was very good natured about the situation, and now he has lots of stories about the giants helping him in battles. Actually, he came up. What he loves. This is what happens in the evenings now, is that he will come running upstairs, come in all bouncing around, like, guess what happened? Okay, so I was running along, right? I was running along, and then a dragon it landed, right? And like I like had my bow and I was like going like this, right? Okay, right, and then like a giant came over and like the dragon was like messing with his mammoths, and then the giant killed him, and then he just says it was amazing, and then he goes running out of the room again. Run downstairs. Okay, I'll see you later. He is so hooked. Oh, there's Myrtle Palm Washer, by the way, is Mr. Jessa in chat. And so he is in chat defending his honor. So that's what I've been playing.
Good luck.
So we got a couple of questions for the Grandma's Table section, the life advice section, and some of the dames will not have answers for every single question. Some dames don't find that question particularly something that they have experience to answer. But we did get some questions from our Discord patrons. And I wanted to, under the Ask the Dames section, so I wanted to bring up one of the, or two of those questions. And I think what we're going to do is since we get asked the how do you grow your channel so much, maybe we might make a little I might take some of the answers we've already given from that, ask Liam to make a little video just on that question that we can point people to. But we are now around the world, vaccinations are going out, and so we're going to keep it positive. We don't want to keep too focused on the negative. We've talked a little bit about that, but one of the things that people asked was, how are the dames dealing with some of the loneliness, and what positive things do you guys have to offer about dealing with isolation, just from not only just from the current situation our world is in, but also just like, you know, are you using games to help combat loneliness, for example? So does anyone have anything that they want to share about that? Shirley does. All right, Shirley, you're up.
Well, first of all, being a gamer, it really hasn't affected me very much at all, because before that all started, I sat here and gamed, and afterwards I sit here and game. So it hasn't really affected me. And as far as loneliness, I have so much to do, and I have so much interest in so many different things, some of the things I never get to have time to do, that I never get lonely. In fact, if the phone rings, I'm going, oh crap, what now? Because it's interrupting what I want to do. So,
I'm going to remember that the next time I call you. I'm going to remember that. Caught. I knew it.
So
And
I
you
really-
know,
I really am not affected by loneliness, and I haven't been affected by this COVID. And the main thing that has affected me is moving away from Virginia and my quilting friends there. I really miss that. And we was always going out to eat and getting together to quilt and just getting together to eat and yak, you know. And I don't have those friends here. And there I lived within walking distance of everything, everywhere that I wanted or needed to go. And here, I'm not in walking distance of anything except Walgreens to pick up my prescriptions. That's it. So I just sit here and quilt or read and play games and cook and do whatever I want to do here. That's all. And I got my
Mary?
first COVID shot.
Yes.
I haven't
Um,
really
I'm sorry,
experienced
Mary.
a lot of
What-
loneliness.
One
go
moment,
ahead.
please. I'm so sorry, Mary, and then I'll give you the mic on that one.
Yeah, no worries.
Liam, at this point, throw in the picture of Shirley that she posted on Twitter getting the COVID shot.
COVID shot.
Go ahead, Mary.
Oh, I was going to say, it hasn't really affected me so much with loneliness. My family lives here. I mean, not here, but around, my kids and grandkids. So I have seen them the whole time because we're keeping our circle very close. Probably the thing that's affected me the most is the traveling. I travel usually a lot, and I go to Texas a lot, check on my mom and my sister and my dad. And there was a period of 9 months that I didn't get to do that or see them. And I had to talk to them a lot on FaceTime. And that was hard, knowing that my mom was alone, and, you know, it's been affecting her a lot. So that's probably been the hardest thing there, is knowing that they need me. I can't be there. Although I feel better about it now, now that I've gone back and forth a couple times, that I probably will go again soon. But loneliness isn't too bad, because then if I can pick up the phone and call people, write letters. I've done more letter writing and more phone calling and FaceTiming and reaching out to people probably than I have in a while, which is a good thing. Yeah.
People should
Rita.
stay active, and they should stay full of interest in life. And
Yeah.
it keeps the
Yeah.
loneliness from affecting
And I'm
you.
really bored, because there's always something, movies, reading,
Right.
gaming. Yeah. but I'm getting more introverted too as I get older. So I can entertain myself very well.
I think that's a good point. Yeah.
Go ahead, Britta. What do you got?
No, just that rang a bell with me, what Mary was saying. We change throughout our lives. And when you're younger, social contact, peer groups, what everybody's doing is hugely important. And as you get older, you don't withdraw from life because, as Shirley said, there's so much there of interest. We're probably busier than ever before, but you don't feel that urgent need all the time to, have sort of lots of social contact going on, a bit calmer, a bit quieter, everything slows down a little bit. So yeah, I think that's a good point. So we can weather the lack of social contact that happened especially during the last year, possibly a bit better. Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was a good point just to bring in that perspective that with what generation you're in has a huge effect on how you perceive social life, your contacts, and your mental health with regard to loneliness. Yeah. Things often get a bit easier as you get older just because you've got a backlog of experience to draw on.
Britta brings up a really good point. You guys are asking us for advice that we're giving you from our perspective at this point in our lives. Yes. But if you had asked us for advice when we were in our 20s, oh, good grief. It would have been. Yeah. Here's a question.
Oh, we'd have known everything in our 20s.
Yeah. Oh, right? Yeah, exactly. You would either, I would have come across as exactly known it all. Exactly. I was going to say, this is a question for me, actually. But would any of us dames go back if given like a potion, a magic genie comes up and says, here's a potion and you can go back to being 20, but you have to forget everything you've learned. Would any of you guys go back?
No.
Not if we had to forget everything we've learned.
Only if I know what I know now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be great. The mind of an old lady and the body of a young woman. That would be ideal.
That'd be great.
That'd be nice.
That'd be awesome.
That's a fantasy. That's a fantasy.
Shirley and I would go dancing.
We would. We would.
That's why I play games. I live out that fantasy.
Yeah. I mean, right now, the age that I am in, I feel like I'm kind of in the sweet spot of aging. I'm not yet old enough where I feel like I'm just falling apart, I still have most of my hearing. my I've always had poor eyesight, my senses, my brain, still more or less my memory works. However, one piece of advice is I could give you for aging is to recognize that everything that's happening, this is where I'm at my stage in life, everything that's happening with my memory, like if my husband and I, we have learned to be incredibly gracious to each other when the conversation is like this. What did you say? I don't remember. What did you say? Did you remember that thing that we did? Yeah, but no, I thought I said this. I could swear I said, I think you said, any conversation like that, it just comes to a draw where we both just admit that neither one of us can pretty much remember the whole thing anyway. And we have to just accept that there's no going to be, yeah, I was right moments, because the older you get, at least where your memory is concerned, the wronger you're going to be. And so
that had me in stitches. Yeah.
Is that the same with you and you and Poodle Paw?
Yeah. We're getting to that stage where Even just remembering what we might have watched 2 or 3 days ago. Did we watch that movie? No, we watched that one. Oh, can we look it up somewhere? Yeah, I just had that just had me in stitches, Jessa, because it gets quite comical, really. You have to take it as the comedy of aging. Yeah.
Exactly. And that kind of so I want to make sure all of you guys got a chance to answer the loneliness. Britta, you haven't yet. Would you have anything you'd like to add on that?
Just something very, very different, because as you know, I live in a place where we haven't really had the same severe effects of COVID over the last year as most of you have experienced. So we haven't had issues, not great issues, with people not being able to have social contact and all that. So that side of things doesn't really apply to us here very much. I was just, because I thought you might bring up this question from the Discord, and I start, as an elderly lady does, I started musing back, and I thought, what is loneliness? And it's part of the human condition, I think, because we are essentially social animals, and we need social contact. We can't go being lonely for any length of time. Humans aren't built for that. And I was thinking back, because sometimes if I feel a bit maudlin, I would say, I read some poetry, some beautiful poetry. And I happen to like the poets of the 17th century. And back in the 17th century, they were obsessed with loneliness and sadness. People talked about it all the time, almost to the exclusion of everything else. They didn't call it that. They called it melancholia. It's a beautiful word. And there were reams and reams of books written about it, whole libraries. It's just fascinating. Anyway, there's one famous poet you may have heard of called John Donne, and he wrote For Whom the Bell Tolls. And the poem starts, no man is an island entire to himself. And that's just such a deep way of expressing it. Back in those days, of course, he only talked about men, meaning mankind. They didn't include women, but he meant all of humanity. And he details in the poem that he sees humanity, everybody, it says, as part of the continent. So I think that's just wonderful. And he reminded people of that, and that one way to cope with that melancholia is to be reminded of that, and to reach out to other people, and just be mindful that we as a human being are just one little part of a bigger whole. Yeah. So it's not, loneliness and sadness is not something that just happened last year or just happens out of the blue. It's been around as long as humans have been around. And I just sometimes like to remind myself of that and just put everything into perspective. Okay, that was my little trip down memory lane.
Britta, that was beautiful. And every month that we do streams, I personally feel more connected to the three of you than I did the month before. You guys, so my answer to loneliness, because you can be lonely. One of the fallacies that I carried in my head throughout most of my 20s and 30s and teenage years was that when I got married, everything would be better. Yeah.
That was a joke to me.
That was a joke. And that is not to say anything about my husband. I have a wonderful marriage, and I'm saying that with absolute heart and sincerity. I have a wonderful marriage, but it did not solve all my problems. And some of the things it actually made more prevalent, more right up in your face. Because you have someone who loves you, but they're mirroring back to you yourself. When you live alone for so many years, I lived alone. I was alone for a lot of years, actually, before I met my husband. And so I got pretty used to my own company. But I do agree with the other dames that as you get older, your relationship with yourself, if you work at it and you put the work in, matures as well as any other relationship, and you get to be more comfortable with yourself. I can't think of anything more challenging than growing old and with a person, yourself, that you can't stand. Like, it's just, because your ability to avoid yourself when you're younger is a lot, you can go out, you go rave, you go party, you go maybe do some illicit things, you can find as you get older, those things make it harder to do. And so you have to, it's highly recommended to get more comfortable with yourself. I can see that all three of the dames that are with me today, all four of us, have developed a sense of comfortableness in ourselves, and that reflects in our channels, in our content, in our both separately in our separate channels and together in this channel. So the best advice I can give as far as loneliness is, as soon as this stream is over, get up, go look in the mirror and say, you know what? It's me and you, kid. Seriously. Usually I don't like to put myself on screen too much, because I usually like to feature the other dames more than me. But this one, I think it's important for me to be on screen. But just get up, go look in the mirror and say, it's me and you, kid. Because seriously, getting married, I'll tell you, that didn't do it. Shirley can back me up on this one. I know. And the other dames might have something to say about that too. No, didn't help. Running for Prince Charming didn't help. Sinking myself into a career didn't help. The only thing that helped is for me to get really comfortable with Jessa, but then also, and I'm going to put the other dames back up here, also be very, very careful about who I allowed in my life. That has been a big one for me. If any of the dames here were disrespectful to the other dames, we aren't, but if any of us were, it wouldn't work. The dames, we are all really respectful to each other. And we wouldn't allow anyone else into our dames environment that didn't have the same values. It basically comes down to values. So when you live your values, meaning that you only allow people in that reflect your values, as well as you look in the mirror and you reflect your values back to yourself. Okay, you know what? Because the thing is, there's nothing you can do about it. This is the body that the good Lord put you in, or whoever you want to pray to. So you might as well just get used to it. Because you're either going to be miserable or you're not. That's basically what it boils down to. So Mama Jessa just got on her. Can you guys tell that I just got up on that soapbox and started stomping? But that's just because these things are
it's
important
true.
to me.
You got to be happy with yourself.
It's true.
Yeah, it is. It's
you
true.
got to love yourself, be happy with yourself, and because you're the one who you're going to be with every single day for your life. So it's very important. Like what you see on the outside is just the outside. You know who you are, and you know you're worth it. And even if you have to get up every day and just said, I'm worth it, I have value, I'm important, and you start with that self-affirmations, and then you go from there. Because we can all circle around, fall down these rabbit holes, and things can get bad and we're lonely and whatever, but you have to circle back to, but I'm okay, I'm worth it, I'm a good friend, I'm a good mom, I'm a good person, and you have to believe it.
Yeah.
My previous part of my life, I went through my whole life looking for something and didn't know what. It's as though I was looking for somebody else to make me happy. And I went straight from my mother's apron strings to a husband. And he didn't make me happy. I went to another husband. He didn't make me happy. And this continued until I was by myself and decided I don't want to do this anymore. And that's when I started getting comfortable with me and acquiring enough hobbies and interests in life to keep myself happy. And from then on, I depended on me to keep me happy and comfortable and going. And I've been fine ever since. I like being by myself.
Mm-hmm. You know,
I like having
here,
friends, but I like living by myself.
exactly. And Britt, if you have something to toss in here, please feel free to do so. I also want to say that we're not infallible. Just because we're older and we can offer advice doesn't mean that we don't have bad days, that we don't get down. Yesterday, I called Shirley in tears. Actually, I called her twice. Once about Grand Dame's business and the other in tears. Now, Shirley, I'm going to tell you, is a good liar, at least from the standpoint of acting like she's happy to hear from me.
I'm sure she is.
I'm just teasing her. But anyway, but every time she answers the phone, she's like, "Hi, Jessa," because I always think that she's going to do that. She's going to look at the phone and go, "Oh God, it's her. Let it go to voicemail." But she never does. She never does. So anyway, I called her the second time. She said, "Hello, stranger," because I just talked to her an hour before. I was in tears. I was so upset. I said, "I need help," and she just reaffirmed me, helped me remember what I had momentarily forgotten. So it's okay if you forget. That's where you have carefully cultivated the people around you who can remind you. It's human to forget, and get kind of stumble and fall. But then, because you have spent time making sure that the people in your life see your value, that when you momentarily forget, they can reflect it back for you. And every single one of the dames have been reflecting my value back to me in different ways, which has helped me continue to build a strong house of Jessa. Britta, do you have anything you want to add to this, pumpkin?
Not really. I mean, Mary has expressed it so very well about how we have to affirm ourselves, and you slowly learn that. It's a long and often painful process. It's the project of your life, really. Just keep working on it. Just don't give up. Talking about relationships, and you've talked openly about your marriages and the problems you get with being married sometimes. I just want to give a perspective a bit from the other side and say that if at any stage in your life you're not looking for a partner, or you're comfortable how you are, etc., and out of the blue somebody comes along who, you're totally surprised, but you just connect. It's just like you meet and it just feels so natural and so right. I'm just saying, don't shut it out either. This happened to me in Poodlepaw, and yes, you don't want to miss possibly one of the best opportunities in life either. So sometimes you take a risk and, you jump into the ocean and you start paddling. I just wanted to put that in. And and I was lucky, and it's worked out, and we've been together for 42 years. So we don't even have to talk to each other anymore, which is fabulous because we know what we think anyway. Yeah, so isn't that great?
That's what I had wished for in a marriage and never
Yeah,
had.
yes.
I wanted a connection like that.
I'm still waiting. I'm not giving up for my part.
Good on
my
you.
part
Good on
two.
you. Good on you, Mary. I need to add that we were both already not that young anymore, and we'd both had significant stretches in our lives where we'd either been with other people previously and stretches just on our own. So we'd had time to digest the various experiences. So I think when we met, maybe it was just the universe, everything was aligned, and it just happened at the right time and the right place, the right moment. And that doesn't happen often, but if a precious moment like that happens, don't let it pass you by.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
What happened? Jessa, where are you?
I apologize. I'm sorry. I had muted my mic. Sorry. Thank you, Morgwin. I appreciate that. By the way, I forgot to call out Morgwin, who is on the team there. So that, Liam, is something to cut. So anyway, I was saying that I can agree with Britta very much. I met my husband at my birthday party. I invited his sister, and I didn't even know she had a brother. He didn't live anywhere nearby at that point. He walked in the room. I took one look at him, and that was that. However, the difference between him and previous, I put this in generous quotes, relationships, was that it wasn't, I didn't have a sense of, ooh, he's the one. Oh, I wonder what. Oh, it was more a sense of, hello, there you are. Oh, it is so good to finally see you. It felt like, so when people ask me, was it love at first sight? I say no, it was yes at first sight. As in, everything in me said yes to what it sensed and felt and saw in him. And when an hour later, I told my now brother-in-law, I said, what's his deal? Referring to my husband, not then my husband, what's his deal? And he said, oh, I think he's got something going on with another person. And I said, oh, well, if that relationship ever comes to a close, I'm going to marry him. I was just that sure. And so then I went home, left it up to the universe to do its work. And I didn't know it at the time, but that relationship was coming apart. 2 months later, he moved nearby. We went out on a date that Sunday, and we had the first date, the second date, and we joked that the third date is still going because every date he just brought over more stuff. And the third date, he just had like a little suitcase. He had his stuff. And then he just kept bringing over more stuff. But yes, at first sight. And so basically, we'll talk about relationship advice at some other live stream. But as far as it relating to loneliness, which is the subject for today, no matter with as what Britta says, it's good to be comfortable with yourself. But don't shut yourself off, too. Allow yourself to let miracles happen.
No.
The Grand Dames is a miracle. None of us expected that. So allow yourself to let miracles happen because they are happening all the time around you.
Yes.
So the more people often say, I like my company, but what they really like is to be shut aside and closed off. You know what I mean, Shirley? You know what I mean, Mary? Just kind of closed off, and they're like, well, I like my own company, but they're really just scared. We're advising you to more consider that you enjoy your company and you want to, and it's open and available for others to join in with you. And that's when you get the best of both worlds. so that when those miracles
Yeah.
do come, you know, my husband just put in chat, on the third date, I brought the U-Haul. Yeah, basically.
I saw that.
Anyway,
All
so Dames, we have about 10 more minutes to go on our stream. And I'm going to ask perhaps one or two more questions. And then, as always, just to remind you, we are going to be, those of us who, it's always as each Dame wishes, we will be in Discord in our Patreon. Our Patreon is continuing to grow. We're so grateful. So you can join us over on patreon.com/The Grand Dames. Even right now, you can join in. You'll get an email from Patreon with a link to join into the Discord. And we keep our webcams on, and then we just have a chat with our patrons. We are getting to know our patrons. Like sometimes Shirley and I will be talking. She'll be like, I wonder how that nice boy is doing. What was his name? Oh, yes. I hope we see him again. You know, we talk about, you know, the connection that we feel with you guys and the community that's growing over there. So I can see that some of you guys are going to be there. Guppy is one of our patrons, so he will be there. He's so cute. He shows us his turtle. Guppy has a turtle. It's so cute. Anyway, so we like to get to know you one-on-one. So feel free to join us for the after party of the Grand Dames. Now, to finish up with the last few minutes of the stream, I'm going to head over here to Discord, where the mod team has been throwing in questions, and we've gotten, as usual, a freaking ton of questions. So I won't be able to ask them all. There's like over 25 questions in here. Oh my gosh. Yeah, here's one. I like to ask one sometimes to each one of the dames. Britta, have you considered doing some videos of reading poetry?
Oh, that's taking me by surprise. I hadn't. Okay, there's an idea. That's all I can say at the moment. Thank you very much.
So when you... I agree with Shirley. That would be cool. That would be very cool. And I'm definitely going to be watching your new series where you're doing all the voices for the series. So thank you, No One Special, who is very special. So nice to see your lovely faces, he says. Yeah. And then also, next up is a question for, let me see. I'm looking to see if there's anything for one of us. Ah, here we go. Katie asked, did I already ask you this? What is your favorite console? I think I already asked you that, did I?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so that was from Katie B. Thank you, Katie B, for that question. Let me see. Okay, here's one for Shirley. I've played this is by Ethereal Dragon Gaming, who is one of our patrons. Hello, Ethereal. Hello. I played the False Scar mod on Skyrim. It was pretty fun. Have you ever been on there? Have you ever played the False Scar mod? I think is what he's asking.
No, I haven't. The first other location mod I've played is Bruma that I'm doing now. I haven't thought about False Scar. Is it fun? I don't know what it's like. I might look into it.
So Mac, who's also a patron, hi Mac, is saying that False Scar is really good. I've played it. It's actually really good, really well voice acted.
Really?
Yep, exactly. It's pretty good.
I'll look into it.
Yep. And because Shirley is slowly moving more into mods with her, because she's played Skyrim to death, and so she's actually modding now. And then
Other lands.
See. Other lands, exactly. Yeah. So here's a final question for... I'm just trying to find... I'll throw this one out here, but I'm not sure if all of us will want to talk about this, but we'll see. This is from Patrick Stouter, who is asking, if you are all okay with sharing, what did the four of you do before retirement? So if that's too personal, we can skip on that one.
Oh, I can answer that. I was a business owner. I had a bottled water company, like literally 5-gallon bottles of water that we delivered to people's houses and stuff. And I did that for quite a while. And then I had about 3 different companies wanted to buy me out. And I was like, sounds good to me. So they bought me out, and it actually, I kind of been retired for a while. So, so I've been in the business world. I mean, it's tough being a small business owner, and it's tough. I totally understand any small business and the struggles that they have with employees, with everything. It's a constant, you're trying to grow your company. You're got all these expenses, and you can't ever seem to really make money, but that's what I did.
Purple Kitty just said in chat, she just said, I could use a 5-gallon bottle of water right about now.
I learned a lot about water, and I can taste, like if I drink water now, I can usually tell, like taste wise, if it's got chlorine in it, or if it tastes funny, or if there's minerals, or I've gotten sensitive to water, but I like water.
Yep.
Would anyone else like to share?
Well,
You want to share?
I used to own a small dress shop, and
I didn't know that.
yeah, my last name then was Marbach, and that was the name of my shop, Marbach's. But like Mary said, there's a lot to deal with in running a business, and I finally had to give that up. And it was in a bad location, did not get enough foot traffic in the little mall that it was in. And so I gave that up. And I went to different office jobs, secretarial jobs. And then I wound up working my last 15 years of working at Walmart, running myself ragged on the floor there and keeping the stock stocked. And that's where I retired from.
Shirley, I wonder how many of you guys may have run into Shirley at Walmart and never even knew it.
Oh, that was out in California and in Indiana.
Yeah.
I transferred from California to Indiana years ago.
I think Britta's up next.
Yes. I've had a lot of different jobs throughout my life. As you probably gathered by now, I always like trying out new things. That's me. But before I retired, for about nearly 15 years, I worked freelance on my own as a web designer. Now, back in those days when the internet was still quite new, like in the 1990s, that meant you had to do absolutely everything. And later on, people specialized. And while I had done some graphic design early on a little bit, I later shelved those things and specialized more in what is nowadays probably called server admin. I did hosting as well, web hosting, but really working with servers was my big thing. I loved doing that, and I worked with Linux servers throughout my career doing that. And that's just, I still have an interest in tech in that area, and still like to keep up with news and reading about it. So that's what I did. A bit nerdy, really.
I wish I could have done something like that.
Look, back when I started, there were no courses, there was nothing. There was 1 or 2 books you could read, and you just basically had to teach yourself. But it was such a small community back then on the internet. We now think of it as this huge anonymous place, but it wasn't back then. Anybody who worked with web design in any capacity, we all knew each other personally,
Wow.
over the internet. It was amazing.
Yeah.
And you know, we learned from each other, and that's how it all grew. Yeah. But those were the early days and the beginnings, and I have lots of fond memories of that time.
I took a class in web design, so I learned how to do just the basic HTML and all of that. I know just enough to get me in trouble, and I can read about it, follow stuff on the internet.
Yeah. It's
Back
So,
in the 90s is when I
Go ahead, Shirley.
90s is when I back in the 90s is when I first started gaming, and before that I didn't even know such a thing existed as games on a computer. I hardly knew anything about a computer. And one of my husbands and I went to take a beginner's class in computers. And we got there in the class, and the guy was teaching them how to make flow charts. And I barely knew what a flow chart meant. I didn't even know how to turn a computer on and off. And so I said, this isn't a class for beginners, and we left.
Yeah.
So I was gonna say, sorry for interrupting you, Shirley. I was gonna say, Mary, that Bryce in chat said that you could become. This is awesome. Bryce said Mary could have a side gig as a water sommelier. I think it's pronounced. Help people pair the perfect water with their meals.
Water with their
Yes. Yes.
So we have this.
It's all
water,
personal taste, though. Like, I hate Perrier, but other people like it. So, yeah.
This fine vintage water from last week. It's delicious. Yeah, water doesn't
Yes,
doesn't
and I
age
always
well.
have a glass, always.
And then for
Always.
me, my answer
Britta's got
to
water
that
too.
question is my answer to that question is that I did a variety of things. I did so many different things, and one of the challenges in my life is that I have felt like a failure from a career standpoint. For example, my brother went to Yale for his bachelor's in astrophysics. He went to Harvard and did the fast track master's program in a year. It's a 2-year program. He did it in a year in astrophysics. And then he just sent out an email 2 days ago that said that after he's been out of school for a while now. He's married, has children. And he said, after some consideration, I've decided to go back to school. I've been accepted at this university to get my PhD in astrophysics. Meanwhile, I'm over here, like, unable to, this has been one of the biggest challenges in my life in comparison to my family, which my family are, I'm not saying I'm not, I just want to clarify, but for a long time, I thought I was stupid until I was about mid-30s when I finally started to realize that I had value to offer. My mother is also an academic superstar in her field. And she went back to school. Now, both of these people, my mother and my brother, did this while we were on welfare. My brother got a full scholarship to Yale. My mother went to school for the first time, in her 40s, with 3 kids at home on welfare. And she graduated 4 years later, summa cum laude, and the president of her class. So I have some real overachievers in my family. I, on the other hand, did not finish college. I did 2 years and then I quit, which is one of the smartest decisions I ever made. However, one of the biggest challenges in my life has been finding what I am good at. One of the things I've discovered is that I am very good at running the Grand Dames channel. And I have found my blessing there. Before that, I have had the Jessa channel, and then the other thing that I'm really good at that a lot of people can't say the same, I've been a very good wife. I'm very good at that. And I have a very good marriage because every single promise I made to my husband on my wedding day, every vow I made, I have kept. I haven't broken not a single one. So I'm proud of that, but I still have moments, and this is one of the reasons why I was crying to Shirley yesterday on the phone, because I haven't found my super success. I don't know if I ever will. I don't know. But before that, I was a preschool teacher. I love doing that, but it just doesn't make much money. I did some executive assistant work for high-level executives like CEOs and CFOs, but I hated it. I got paid really well and I couldn't stand it. So, I don't know. I wanted, like Leah, who's in chat right now, she is a librarian. I wanted to be a librarian. That was my dream job, but I'm afraid to go back to college and I don't know if I could do it or even afford it. So
Why are you afraid to go back to college?
Well, because I'm not sure if I can afford it, but also because I'm not sure. I have a lot to live up to. So without making this a therapy session for Jessa, I'll just say that this is one area in my life where I have struggled. And one of the reasons why I'm so deeply devoted to the Dames channel is because it's one of the first things that I've done in my life that was a bam success. Besides my marriage.
You're very good at it. Yeah.
And so when I feel such a sense of pride when I go to the Dames and I say, hey, Dames, okay, every month we have a meeting before our live streams and I tell them what's happened. And running the Dames takes a lot of skill that I'm developing and are already developing, like building the Patreon, managing the team. I manage Liam now, which isn't just like, hey, Liam, here, go edit this. And then I don't see him for 2 days. And then I actually talk to him on the phone, half an hour, 45 minutes at a time, training him on the ideals of the Dames and keeping up with him, going back and forth, that kind of stuff. So I'm still young enough that you guys, I can't answer that question as far as like success is concerned. So you guys just maybe might need to help me. I need some help, to be honest.
But I can relate to some of yours. Yeah. Like I went to college, but I quit after 1 year. So I never finished. And I was taking animal science. I was going in a whole different direction, got married, did the whole marriage thing for 32 years. So I can't really say that I'm really good at anything. I can do a lot of different things, but I'm not like a great quilter. I'm not great at everything or anything specific, but I can do a lot of different things. I've built web pages, I've built wikis, I've done all these things. I've self-taught a lot of little things, but never anything that I'm going to say I'm a really great this, except I feel like I was a very good mother and I'm a very good grandmother, and I'm okay with that if that's the biggest thing I ever do to be proud of. So I can relate. Yeah, I've raised good humans and they're raising good humans. So
yeah,
that's huge.
Yeah.
I mean, we have to ask ourselves seriously, do we overrate success in life?
Right.
Career achievement, financial achievement, because it's pushed at us all the time from all angles, the media, often family, our environments, everything always says achieve, achieve, achieve. I'm one of those stubborn people who decided early on in life, in my childhood, that I was just going to completely ignore that. It just wasn't me.
Good for you.
My mum always said, Britta is as stubborn as a goat. She said, she called me a goat. Mums are always right. I think we sometimes need to step back and reflect.
Yeah.
I grew up in Germany, where educational achievement is prized above everything else. And I saw a lot of families and a lot of children where the kids were constantly compared to each other and ranked, and you got to do as well as your brother at school, otherwise, and constant tension, and it can cause a lot of issues later on in life, people feeling uncomfortable with themselves. I was very lucky that in my family, my parents didn't go in for that. They saw us as, just as individuals, each one with their own problems and their own achievements. But I saw a lot of it otherwise in a society like Germany, where achievement, especially educational achievement, was everything. That you sometimes pay a high price for that. I feel we need to find a balance there, and sometimes you need to learn to switch off that little judgmental part of your brain that always says, "Ooh, but that wasn't good enough what you did there." And I say, bleep, bleep. That's as good as I could do on the day. Maybe I can do better another day, but I've just got to accept that, sometimes, it's that little voice, at the back of your head there, always talking away, niggling and nagging away. You need to learn to switch that off. It would be my advice for people, in case you were asking this question. That is my advice. It's that voice can drive you mad. Yeah, I switched it off long ago. I muted it. That microphone was muted.
Yeah, and I'm personally okay that I didn't finish college. I don't want to. They've asked me, "Do you want to go back?" No, I don't want to go back. There's nothing there that I want to do. If I want to learn something, then I might go take a class. But I'm perfectly happy just being a grandma and playing my games and doing the things. Yeah.
May I add something else?
Please
I had a viewer that sent me a letter, and she was telling me how inspired she got from watching my channel because I was so positive about things. And she said she was always being berated by her family, telling her that she couldn't do this, she couldn't do that, she'd never be able to do this. And she said, "I'm taking a class in college because they want me to take it, and I hate it." And she said, "I want to be a writer." And she said, "I love listening to your stories, and I want to write like your stories." And she said, "They keep telling me, you'll never be a writer. You can't do that. You won't amount to anything." And I wrote her back a long letter. And she wrote me back another letter and told me how thrilled she was with that letter, that she decided she was not going to listen to them anymore. She's grown. I mean, she was 18 years old. She didn't have to listen to them. It's her life to plan. And I told her that. And she said, "I've now changed my major in college, and I'm going to be a writer." And I thought, good for you, girl.
Yes.
You don't have to listen to them people.
No.
You don't have to. I can't stand negative people around me. All it does is try to bring you down. I like positive people. That keeps you up and happy.
Mm-hmm.
As we bring this to a close, we've shared a lot of wisdom today. And I also want to say, I'm going to try and say this without crying. I really appreciate what everyone said in chat in response to me sharing my pain about my own challenges, the challenges I still have regarding finding what I can do that brings value and also brings income, because my husband is the primary earner in the family, and I would love if between the Jester Channel and the Grand Dames, I could take some of that burden off of his shoulders. That's my biggest dream. So, I don't feel like I'm stupid anymore, because one thing I found out that I'm good at is I'm very, very smart at figuring things out on the fly. Learning, like I do it every month when we are live. Some problem comes up and I just keep going at the problem until it's fixed. I try something new, I do something and I learn every month. So that's where my intelligence is. So if you're not good at college, like I am not, but you're good at Googling. I've always told people, if you want to start a YouTube channel, my ultimate advice is get used to Google University, because no one's going to just hold your hand. You need to get up and, like with the dames are like, hey, Jessica, can we do this or do that? And I'm like, sure. Do I know how to do it? Maybe, but maybe not. And if I don't, then I'm going to go over to Google and find out, because there's 7 billion people on this planet and somebody has had that problem before and already posted about how to change it or do it. So there's no excuse for not knowing something in this day and age of information power, which is powerful. So that's where my intelligence comes from. Yes, my brother's an astrophysicist, but could he do what I'm doing? Maybe. This is my thing, though. This is what I'm good at. It's okay. So anyway,
there you go.
We're going to bring this to the end, because I have to go to the bathroom, girls, and we're gonna be in the Discord, hanging out, chilling as per usual, until we get tired and don't feel like doing it anymore. So I'm gonna take us out, and I want to say that Ralph, I just got that. I'm gonna read more of it, but thank you, Ralph. So yeah, we got some patrons. If you want to join us, go ahead and join us on patreon.com/thegrandames, and where our community continues to grow and we continue to offer our wisdom, our advice, our gaming adventures, and our hearts to you. And this month, as always, I have an outro that I have prepared with some of the crafts and awesome things that patrons are showing us in the Grand Dames and sharing. So if you're a patron and you've posted some artwork on Discord, then you may see it, because we're the Grand Dames and we play games. We'll see you next month.